I say for women, tell your husband what you want in the most subtle way.
Yeah.
We have the W's and the H, the what, the where, the who, the why, the how. If I want to say something to you, how do I say it?
In a way that will be
that I will communicate
Yeah.
correctly,
Yeah.
concisely.
Yeah.
When do I say it? Do I say it when you come in from work?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I need money for this. That is so off-putting.
Yeah.
Do you say it when you rub his shoulder and say, welcome home, darling?
Yeah.
And you give the food and he eats and then he's satisfied. Then you start to talk. We need to be educated on this. And also men.
Yeah.
Listen to what your wife is saying.
Sex is the maintaining tool for love.
Yes, one of them.
When your phone is, the battery is down, you charge it.
Unfiltered.
Welcome again to Unfiltered with Amos Fenwa. This is about dating, relationships, sex, parenting, and everything you can think about on relationship and family. In this episode, this day, we're going to be sharing so many deep things that are affecting our society. You know, when a society is going to be good, it starts with one single man, one single woman that will come together and they call themselves husband and wife. Then they will start a family. And that family will introduce children into society. And the way we run this thing is very, very important. Today, we're going to be sharing some deep things. And listen, if you're married and you are thinking there's a lot of trouble with the marriage, maybe you have people in your community that are going through some tough stuff with their marriage or problems, this podcast will be very useful for them. And if you are dating and you are confused, a lot of people are dating right now and they are so confused whether I should go ahead or I should continue, this will help you. So I wanted to share all these links to people in your community, friends, family, because it's going to be powerful, it's going to be great, and you will not ever regret being on this podcast today. With me on the podcast today is someone that I call, I don't even know how to describe her. She looked like a bride that is supposed to be a spouse to a man. It looked like a mother who has raised great children. She also looked like a main chick for the husband, not a side chicks. I mean, she's looking so great that sometimes people and friends wonder when did you come into this world? We want to know. And we also call her Mama Etiquette because she will teach you and train you how to talk, how to carry yourself, when I'm around her, I always want to be my best behavior. She's here today with me on the podcast. And guess who I'm talking about? She is Johanna Adeyileka. She's here with me today.
Thank you so much. That introduction was too much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
And I know that this is going to help so many people in the society.
Yeah.
Not only where we are, but in diaspora.
Yeah.
Because this program is unique and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. I feel you've been in a relationship for some time now. You are also a coach. You're a life coach. You are a trainer. I know that many couples have passed through you, training them on how to be a better wife, a better husband, how to date. And I know you have some concern.
Yeah.
And that is why I really, really want us to chat and discuss some of these issues with all over. I mean, people are watching this broadcast all over the world. It's a global thing. So what are your concerns? What are the areas you feel we should talk about in this podcast today?
Well, I often ask myself that, what is it that changes a relationship from being that loving, caring, sexual, wanting to please, romantic relationship? What goes wrong after some time? Why do people get bored in their relationship? Why do they get bored in marriage?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always, through my experience, when I've spoken with people, spoken with couples, they have often said it's become boring. They don't understand each other anymore. So what's the root of that? Most of the time it's communication.
Yeah.
I teach and I tell people, or I ask people, what are the 3 ingredients you need for a successful marriage? So they'll say that we love each other, we do this, we do that. I say, no, number 1 is communication.
Exactly.
So I will ask them, what do you think number 2 is? And they'll think and think. They said they don't know. I'll say it's communication. So what's number 3? So yes, it's communication. And that is the key to any relationship, marriage, dating, business, whatever it is.
Well, for me, I think communication is the beginning of every relationship and is the maintenance tool for every relationship. I mean, a man and a woman come together by communicating with each other.
Absolutely.
Telling, I want to be with you. You make me tick. Some of them have a very good line when they are coming in. They will tell you there's a key that has got missing.
Yes.
And I was told the key is in your hand. I need the key of my heart.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
So a lot of them, after they now got into the marriage, they stop talking. And I think that is more common to men, to guys. You know why? Average guy sees a relationship as a project.
Yes.
And they feel that I've finished this project. They never knew that if you start, you have to continue.
But I also believe that women also, they go into marriage with this understanding that, oh, I've got a ring on my finger.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my children. And then once that happens, it's like, there's nothing else, So women often think there's no reason for me to go the extra mile to make my husband happy.
Yeah.
And that's when they start to demarcate their responsibilities and say, look, I don't want to do this anymore. You do it. You said you would do it and you're not doing X, Y, and Z. I also believe sexually that a lot of couples are not going to counseling before they get married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Counseling sort of
Clarifies
the rules.
Yeah.
Clarifies who has hotter sexual need.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people believe it's only men that love sex. A lot of women love sex.
Yeah.
And, beyond that, how do you have sex? Are you just there?
Many people don't know there's school, there's this training that goes with every aspect of life.
Absolutely.
Especially relationship. Because there are things that we call myth.
Yes.
Taboo. When I was much younger.
Yes.
In the church where I grew up, I don't think we ever mentioned sex one day in the church.
Taboo.
I remember the first time I taught on sex in our church. I said, today my topic is God, sex, and you. One lady wrote me after service to say, why is pastor talking about sex on the pulpit? That is our abomination.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we think about it, but we don't talk about it. It's troubling many marriages, but we are just pretending.
It is.
Sex is very, very important.
It is.
I remember when I got into being a life coach, started teaching people on sex. In fact, my spouse used to think, you are known as pastor. You are known as spiritual person. I say, but sex is spiritual.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you don't know.
And
Why do you think people that does ritual use sex? Sex is spiritual. So a lot of people really don't see all those things. For example, many men don't really understand how to make love.
Exactly.
They don't know they need to go for training. They do counseling. How does sex work? And many women don't really understand how sex works.
I think with men, it's always that macho thing.
Yeah.
I'm a man, I'm the one in charge. Whereas it's not about that.
Yeah.
In marriage, sex is supposed to be very loving.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be full of love and affection and kindness. And that transforms to the bedroom. Once you have those things,
Yeah.
like I talk of the five senses, you know, the what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you see, what you touch. All those are so connected to sex. What you hear, a husband who calls his wife and says, you know, I really am so happy that I married you, and you know, the fact that your body is so beautiful. It's all, the woman hearing this is already in the bedroom. You understand? So you've got to look at, how do you spice up your marriage? You have to keep spicing it. Another thing is that my daughter has been married 10 years now, and one thing they've done ever since they got married is they have a date day. So they go out every Saturday. They have a childminder who will come in. If they want, they will book a hotel. If they want, they'll just go for lunch. They'll go sightseeing. They'll do something. And
so that they can keep renewing.
Their relationship. And apart from that, what they do is that they discuss the things that may have been an issue,
of course,
in that week. It's all encompassing, that date night. By the time they come back, they are renewed. And I think that's what a lot of couples are not doing.
I think couple will be learning this today, especially men, because every woman wants to go out.
Exactly.
But a lot of men will say, where are we going? What is so special? I think when I was younger in marriage, when I first got married, I was very naive about so many things. In fact, how I talk to my wife, communication, I have to learn it.
Yes.
I think talking and communication are two different things. Anybody can talk.
Yes.
But I might not even say what, but I'm communicating.
But you're communicating.
So I started learning that.
Yes.
I started learning what sex is all about in marriage. You know, for men, we just want to please ourselves and just get out of the place.
No, I beg to differ somehow.
No, that's what
I think there are some men who put their spouse first. Let me please you first.
Very few. I have talked to a lot of couples, and you will discover that average, there are people that are raised in Africa. Most women will just be quiet, even when they are not really enjoying the sex. And most men don't even care.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men need to learn, couples need to learn how this thing works. They need to really learn it.
I also think as well that, there's a difference between honesty and transparency. Now, women always think ahead. They always have this intuition about what's really happening in their relationship.
Yeah.
Now, if me as a wife, I tell my husband, or my husband asks me, where are you going today? And I say, oh, I'm meeting up with some friends.
Yeah.
So that's honesty.
Yeah.
Transparency is, before you ask, I tell you, I'm going out today with so,
that,
and this and that. That gives your spouse that feeling of, I trust you 100%. So if you've been in a long-term marriage and you haven't got that, that can also affect the bedroom.
That's wonderful. That's great. Honesty and transparency. I think we need to talk more about this. This is deep. This deep. I feel like we really need to educate people on how their relationship will be going. For example, I remember a young couple many years ago that were very close to me. After about a week or about a month about their marriage, I saw the wife in the lobby of the church, and I said, are you enjoying your marriage? You're wonderful. My husband is a nice person, is taking care of me. I said, what about the other side? Are you enjoying the visit to Jerusalem every time? He said, well, for that, we are still trying. And I said, okay, if you will allow me, can you invite your husband? Let me have a training section free of charge with you people. And they came. And I opened them through some of the training on how they can really manage the bedroom. And the first thing I discovered is that the lady will go to work so tired, want to cook and do so many things. And by the time she's done with the day, she's already tired. I mean, and for men, when men are tired, they need sex. When they are happy, they want sex. When they actually, some men need it every time. Their situation or their state of mind means nothing to them.
Yeah.
But so I started training this couple, and things started changing. They started understanding that women are designed to be a kind of a specific God made, that what you want to do ahead, she must know.
She must know.
You have to let her know. A bedroom didn't start when you are going in.
Yeah.
You can start hours.
Yes.
That you know that she's going to go to bedroom, and you need to send a word to her.
Yes.
That will light the whole place.
Like the
you need to
fact.
say the words. And even sexting, you need to preview before you view, then you review.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You have to preview. It's like a movie. So the movie we're about to watch, this is it.
Yeah.
You preview it.
Yeah. And I also think, so sorry to butt in. You know, a woman's cycle is very sensitive, monthly cycle.
Yeah.
Now, through experience and through talking with other women, you discover that mid-cycle, the body will require sex. It is shouting out, I need this thing.
Yeah.
Now, a man who doesn't understand that will be wanting sex just before the woman's period, which is when her hormones have gone spaghetti. She doesn't even understand how it's doing her herself. So men need to understand these things. And when I teach marriage bed, those are the things I always point out.
For example, I feel like a lot of men are ignorant about what you are sharing right now. Because the way men don't have cycle.
Sure.
We just run our life. A man, the only thing that causes mood swing in a man is when he's broke. When a man is broke, then he has a mood swing. But for women, it's not even about money. It's about the way they were wired.
Sure.
But I also let women know that there are two kinds of sex. There's what I call beautiful sex, and there's a dutiful sex.
Yes.
Beautiful means that is where you need it, and your spouse need it. Dutiful is where you don't feel like doing it, but you want to do it to support your partner. And the way I put it is that if a mother, especially in Africa where we operate from a lot, you will discover that there is what we call cooking every day.
Yes.
You go to kitchen and cook for your children. There are days you don't feel like cooking, but you have small children that need to eat. You still drag yourself to the kitchen and make sure something is prepared for them.
But do you, oh gosh, well, something I was going to say just now. Yes, do you think that women feel the same about men? You say that women want something.
Yeah.
They want that duty from the husband.
Yes.
Do you feel it's the same with women?
I think women sometimes they are shy about telling their husband.
Do you think that's culturally
It's not
related?
cultural, but it's something we can learn. It's something they need to learn. They need to really learn that this man body is different from my body. I don't want sex every time. But men, if a man wake up and that thing did not wake up with you, they need to start visiting their doctor.
Okay.
Because every day that hormones is always raging. Especially when men are rested well, they just wake up with something we call morning wood. And you wake up and you really want something. But women don't understand. Is it food? Are you okay?
I think that might be a bit old-fashioned to some extent. I think women, they've up their gear now. Oh yeah.
Do you think there's still a lot of women that are still in that traditional mode?
Yes, there's some women who still want to be in that traditional mode. But I speak to a lot of young women who are equally, if not more, can I use
Did they express themselves to
They
their
do.
spouse?
They do.
Why have you not been with me? Why have you not-"
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
They do, definitely.
That's good.
I want to ask you
This- okay.
something that why do you think there are issues in marriage where people are regretting, marrying who they married, for example?
Well, I think expectation may not be there. So when you don't meet expectation, what are the expectations you expect in marriage? I feel that when anybody wants to go into marriage, you need to set your plan and your expectation. How you want, what are the things you are expecting. And that's why premarital counseling is very, very
100%.
very important to know, okay, I want to get married to someone right now. These are things, these are my expectations. And a lot of times, those expectations were not discussed ahead of time. And there is no plan, there's no road plan, there's no pathway to get it happen.
So you believe that counseling really should be at every point in
You really
marriage?
need a lot even before you get into the marriage. And while you are even married,
yes.
you need to continue to attend counseling so that you have someone that, like a coach, that can look after what you are, to clarify things that are not there.
Yes.
I mean, a lady said to me that this couple, the lady said to me, I was told that sex is just for childbearing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I was told. I have to clarify to her that sex is the maintaining tool for love.
Yes, one of the...
When your phone is, the battery is down, you charge it. So sex charge the love between couples. And you discover that a lot of couples, when the sex life is down, that's why sexless marriage is very tough.
Yeah.
Because the moment no more sex in the marriage, there's no steam, there's no
communication,
nothing is
everything
flowing. It affects everything.
Sure.
I mean, many women will agree with me watching that the day your husband wants sex and you could not give it to him, he will start looking at you, shouting, PMing somehow. And it can also be vice versa.
Yes.
But the woman really wants you to show her love. You want you to say good things about her.
Yes.
You know, when a man no longer look at the wife's hair after she has gone to salon and spend time, come back, and you're not saying anything. When a woman finish dressing in the morning and your husband, you cannot even affirm her.
Yes.
I say, wow, you look so good. Some men say that, I know you are good, but say it.
Yes.
My
And
dear,
those type of men always highlight it for the women outside. Oh, you're looking good. This hairstyle you've got is not as good as the one last week. You think, you saying what? Yeah,
and the whole family is already growing weak.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of men need this education
Yes.
to always try to pay attention to your spouse, to your wife, to someone that you are dating. Let them know that somebody is paying attention. And I've also discovered that when ladies find out that there's no man paying attention, they leave themselves. A lot of them are not concerned about how they are adding weight. What can I do to help myself? A lot of men, when they don't see a woman that is paying attention, you start seeing them growing pregnancy of 6 months, and you now see you bulging stomach inside the shirt. But when you know that somebody is paying attention to me, I'm very careful. I won't eat carelessly. I will try to exercise. I will try to be concerned about how I look.
Yes.
I remember in my own marriage, I always pay attention to how my wife is looking.
Yeah.
I should always pay attention to how I am looking. Yeah. We need each other in relationships. And a lot of people really, really need to look into that.
Yeah.
One day, a lady was asking me, what is your take on somebody marrying somebody younger than you? Like a woman is a bit older than me. What do you think? This could be a discussion. What do you think?
I think that times have changed so much. And, even some of the more mature people that never ever expose the fact that they are older than their husband are now saying it because it's more accepted. And the reason for a lot of women going for younger men, especially in their second marriage rather than first marriage, is because there are certain things that have failed them. Marrying someone either the same age or considerably older.
Yeah.
It's not just about sex, it's about the generation gap. What we talk about will be different. What we want to do is different.
Okay.
A young wife may want to go to the club where a man has already lived the club. He doesn't want to go there now. He wants to have his happy family at home.
Yeah.
Whereas a woman still has her friends. Some of them are not even married. Yeah. So she'll want to go out with them. The food she eats, the man might want to eat solid. She may want to eat potato and vegetables with fish. That's the difference. However, for many couples, it works. And I was reading about it. just last week about women who marry a man who is 10, 15 years younger than them. And it's working. Why is it working? The sex is probably great. The fact that the man will make her feel younger by taking her to places that, she probably hasn't gone for quite a while. And also, the fact is that the older woman may probably have hit menopause anyway, so there's no chance of having a child, which a man may not want.
Yeah.
And, they become friends with each other. Nobody, years ago, people would frown at it that, goodness me. In fact, I had this discussion about 2 weeks ago with my daughter, and we were watching the French president, whose wife is 25 years his junior.
My God.
Sorry, he is 25 years her junior. So, and when he was 17, he told the woman that, I'm going to marry you.
My God.
And he did. And they've been happily married ever since. So these do happen. But for the majority, one has to be careful because men don't mature like women mature.
Yeah.
So like you had mentioned during our discussion before, that a woman often wants a man to be in charge. If he's a younger man and he's not mature, it's like having... Exactly. But if you take it the other way, where some women want an older man, they want to be nurtured, they want to be loved, they want to be cared for.
Feel like a father.
Father is, yes.
I also think a lot of men need to realize that a woman that dropped her father's name to pick your name is seeing you like a father figure sometimes, where you can nurture, you can care more. And even when a woman is trying to display emotion in some time, you are there to calm things down.
Sure.
Just like your daughter will cry to you.
Yes.
So a lot of men are not mature in that extent. But I also see that a lot of older men always reach out for younger lady.
Yeah.
What do you think is responsible?
I think
because a man of 50 that want to date a girl of 22, 25, how do you think that works?
Well, in many examples, the marriages don't always work because it's more of you want a handbag with you. You want to show the world that, wow, look at this babe I'm with, and the girls know they are benefiting financially. So they always play along. But majority of them have someone else on the side.
And in fact, I have an example of a man. This man that time I met them was 69. So all the wives got married too. They have left. I just married this young girl. And they came to see me for counseling. And when I saw them, I was shocked. I said, in my heart, I was just thinking, how can a man of this age with this lady? But what happened? After the one child for the man, girl disappeared.
Absolutely.
Disappeared. I think she just wanted to get that child so that she can have access to property in future. She just disappeared and looked for someone that will be able to take her to any Jerusalem or China she wants to go at any time.
I think in those circumstances, each individual knows what they want from the relationship. But what they want may not be, it might not gel together, but each one knows what they want.
But do you think that a woman that is, for example, 55 will opt to go and marry a man of your 45?
Why not?
How will she?
In my opinion,
how will she respect the man? How will she honor the man?
That is in the hands of the man. It's not in the.
Age does not have cultural.
It does. I'm the same age as my husband. We're born on the same day.
Yeah.
That doesn't affect
your respect.
My respect for him. My respect for him is determined by his respect for himself. You respect yourself. You stand stern as a man. Respect your wife. Of course, age is just a number.
Yeah.
It's just a number.
Yeah. So it has something to do with respect. So, some people will tell you that Adam was first made before Eve. Some people won't think that women age faster than women. Do you believe that?
It depends on the woman.
You are not even a good example.
I'm not a good example.
You are not a good example of that because You can actually cut 10 years out of your age, and people will still be doubting. Are you really sure what we are saying?
Yes, I've been asked that question.
But do you know it's not every woman that is like that?
Oh, yes.
Some women, by the time they reach some certain age, everything is dropping. And as it's dropping, they are not picking it up.
Oh, yes.
Many
Okay,
things
that's one way of explaining. Me, I always say things used to say hallelujah. Now they are saying amen.
A lot of time, women are not conscious that men still want to see that beautiful chicks that he was pursuing so years back.
Sure.
That men still want to see the way you are at that time. I know it will not always be the same, but there's a way you are making effort to make sure you still carry yourself. I remember one lady that I met maybe 2 years or 3 years ago, was meeting me for the first time. And she was meeting me with my wife for the first time. So when she left, she called her sister, her brother, who had known me for years. He said, "Oh, does Pastor Amos just remarry somebody?"
Oh.
This is about 3-4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Because I saw the wife, she's looking so young. She dresses so powerful, and she looked like a very young. And I look at it looked like a younger wife of pastor. And it was my wife who been married for 30 years. It was the same one.
Yes.
So one day she talked to me and said, "Your wife is so," I thought it's a younger wife. I said, "No, it's just maintenance very high. We do a lot of maintenance work. She has actually a good look that will make you feel like, wow." And I think women need to make efforts, a lot of effort, to keep the man, because average man is still a boy. And you need to keep the man, especially if the man is a good one, that is actually pushing and pulling your life into up like that. So a lot of women need to make a lot of effort and make sure they continue to look good. I know it costs a lot. It's not very easy. After 3 or 4 children, your body is not the same, or you really know that children is just a phase.
Yes.
They will leave, and
yes.
two of you have to come together.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people ask me many questions. I mean, I've seen couples that have been enjoyed to each other, go everywhere. Suddenly things start dropping, and they are not talking at all time. You know, I've counseled couples that are not talking together in the same house for 2 months.
Yeah.
In fact, these people
happen.
sleep on the same bed. So I asked the man, so what about when you have feelings to touch? Is it touch? You don't touch?
You don't cuddle, you don't
pillow.
do anything.
There's a pillow, a big girl. Like the story of Lazarus and the rich man. There's a girl. You can't even cross to the other side. I wonder how people live in this kind of relationship. Now, if you are watching this broadcast today and your relationship is like this, I think there is healing for somebody watching this. I think there's a lot of ignorance about how things work.
I think
people feel that you can just get married without having understanding how this thing works.
Yeah.
What are your expectations? What are the things to do? How do you manage a man? I study what I call gender understanding.
Difference. Yeah.
People have a gender ignorance. They don't even know how women think.
Yes.
They don't know how women feel. When I got married early, I would want to go to somewhere for an occasion. We are going for an event, and I get ready like 30 minutes. I'll be waiting. I'll be shouting, "Let's go, let's go." And my wife would say, "Give me time." Later, I learned that women need more time
to get
their creature process.
Yes,
Everything has to go through process.
Yes.
They need time to do their makeup. They need time to fix their brow. They need time to fix their dress. They need time to fix the eyelashes. So I learned after some years that if you are going somewhere by 5 p.m., I'll tell my wife we are going by 4 p.m. I'll give her 1 hour discount.
Discounts. I must tell my husband about
1 hour discount. I will get ready. I will not get ready on time. I will make sure
that
I'm still resting.
Yeah.
We say, but you say we are going by 4, and we'll be getting ready.
Yeah.
We'll still,
I hear that.
by the time it's about time, I'll just get ready. So I won't be in a hurry.
Yeah.
I won't hurry. And so I started learning that. But that doesn't happen overnight. It happened over time.
Yeah.
I learned that, okay, if I want peace in my marriage,
Mhm.
I need to put all these things back.
Absolutely.
And I also learned so many things about the way I communicate with my wife.
Mhm.
When I was married, I married very young. So I can just say anything as it comes to my mind. And the moment I just talk, my wife would just shut down. She will not yell at me, just shut down. And I will see her countenance drop. I say, what's wrong with you?
Mm.
Say, you see how you talk
You
and
talk,
act.
yeah.
And then learning, okay, women are very emotional.
Yes.
You cannot just say things to them anyhow. You have to talk with honor, with respect to them.
Yes.
I mean, and I think these are things people need to learn. What's your take on that?
Well, we are learning every day.
Okay.
And in marriage, if you are too big to learn, then you are getting closer to a separation between you and your spouse.
Yeah.
And also, women, I want to tell men as well.
Yeah.
When a woman stops talking,
Yeah.
it means she's exhausted all she wanted to say to you.
Mm.
You are not listening, you shut her down. Suddenly, she becomes quiet. Quietness doesn't mean she's submitting to everything you're saying or doing. It means I'm giving up slowly. And when she stops talking altogether,
Yeah.
then the next step could be a separation. It
Yeah.
could be application for divorce. So we have to be aware of that. But in summary of much that we've said in relationships, especially the long-term relationships, I want couples to think about this thing.
Yeah.
That every day we live our life forward, but we begin to understand it backwards. We live forward, but when we look at our life, it now has meaning when we look backwards.
That's his island.
And that's when we can be saying to ourselves, have I made the right decision? What could I have done differently?
Yeah.
What can I do to change my situation? Those are the questions. It's never too late to try, to learn. If my marriage or relationship involves any form of abuse, then that becomes a serious matter.
Yeah.
But if it's just that I need to understand you, you need to understand me, I say for women, tell your husband what you want in the most subtle way.
Yeah.
We have the W's and the H, the what, the where, the who, the why, the how. If I want to say something to you, how do I say it?
In a way that will be
that I will communicate
Yeah.
correctly,
Yeah.
concisely.
Yeah.
When do I say it? Do I say it when you come in from work?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I need money for this. That is so off-putting.
Yeah.
Do you say it when you rub his shoulder and say, welcome home, darling?
Yeah.
And you give the food and he eats and then he's satisfied. Then you start to talk. We need to be educated on this. And also men, listen to what your wife is saying. We've said this many a time. A woman could be cooking in the kitchen. A man comes to hug her from the back. The woman could...
communication.
Yes, that's a communication.
Yeah.
He's saying, I love you, I want you. Understand that. Don't say, leave me alone, I'm cooking. You like this thing too much. That is you are chipping him down.
Yeah.
You need to accept it. You need to say, okay, shall we go to the bedroom? You turn off what you are cooking, you go and do the thing, you come back. So there must be this understanding. We are different. Genders are different. But we can still come together and learn. Exactly. Exactly. That's why love language is very important.
Like Gary Chapman said, there are 5 love languages. I think the first one I know is quality time.
Yes.
Then physical touch.
Yes.
Then what other things?
Words of affirmation. Acts of service. And gifts. What is your own, sir?
My first love language is act of service.
Okay.
I always see people love me when they do things for me or with me.
Okay.
In the time of early days of our marriage, I always want my wife to be involved in my food.
Okay.
I feel loved when she does that. And when I'm doing something that we can join our hands to do it together, I feel love like that. I also like physical touch. And there are days I will wake up and I will tell my wife, can you just hold me for some time? They say, what is meaning of this today? I say, it's not because we are going to do anything. Just hold me.
Yes.
And when we hold each other for 10 minutes, I say, I'm fine. You say, what does that does to you? Well, maybe when I was a younger baby, that was how my mother pampered me. These days, so there are men that really want physical touch. It's not only women that want physical touch. So people differ. People buy me gifts. I love it, but it doesn't really.
It's not your thing. Yeah.
It's not my thing.
I think I'm very similar to yours. Mine is more quality time.
Yeah.
And when people hear quality time, they think I want my husband to be with me 24/7. No. Just prioritize me from time to time. And like you, I like physical touch.
Okay.
Gifts, yes, they come, but it's not my main love language. Now, the mistake that a lot of couples make is that my love language is quality time and touch.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do to my husband, but that's not his love language.
Yeah.
His love language is acts of service and words of affirmation. Now, if you don't give me quality time and touch, how do I give you words of affirmation and acts of service?
So you all don't like word of affirmation?
Oh, absolutely. You are my king. You are the best. There's no one like you. Thank you, sir. Yeah. But if I'm not pleased with you, I can't say those things. I mean it. You understand? So what I'm trying to say really is that don't give your spouse what you want from them. Give them what they want.
Yeah. I think a lot of us that are married, we always get it wrong.
Yeah.
The way I feel, what I think is love language is what I want to push to you.
Yes.
For example, my wife's love language was gifts.
Yes.
If you buy my wife gifts, then she has seen somebody that loved her. I remember a lady that lived in Aja, very far to where we are. We live on mainland. If you live in Lagos, you understand mainland and island. And you will understand that people that live in mainland, you need to drive like 30 to 45, 1 hour, depending where you are going. And this woman bought a gift for my wife that she really, really loved.
No.
My wife just woke up and said, I've talked to driver to take me to. I said, why do you want to go so far? Why not just call? I said, no. That woman really, really loved me. She bought me. You can afford this gift. Say, yes, but I want to go and look for her.
Yes.
And that was the day I know the power of love language.
Yes.
The power of love language.
It is.
And my wife also like word of affirmation.
Yes.
And I know how to give it.
Yes.
Every day I will make sure I say things that make her happy. One day one of my daughters said, what do you really tell my mom that she always giggling at me, laughing every day? I said, well, we already discovered ourselves over the years we've lived together.
Yes.
And we have known our love language. There are a couple watching right now, they don't even know what they call love language. And I think it's important for you to learn. Listen to me, good marriage is not by luck. You work it out. You learn and you make it happen. People thought marriage is a gift. Oh, this lady is a gift, is lucky. Can you take the lucky from that word and say, I will make my marriage work. I will make effort.
Yes.
I will do things to make my marriage work. And I think the only way that will happen to people is when they think to study who they are married to. When I first got married, I understand a little bit of what I call personality differences. By my training as a counselor, I went through a lot of training on temperament. Somebody is a sanguine, somebody is a choleric, somebody is a phlegmatic. But when I got married, I have forgotten all those. Sometimes everything they taught you, you forget when you get married. And I discovered my wife doesn't really, really like to talk a lot. In fact, she would tell me, you talk too much. Can we sleep? Can you stop talking? And what God has done in marriages is to bring two people that are different.
Yes.
A talker and a thinker.
Yes.
A spender and a keeper.
Yes.
If everybody is spending money, they will suffer.
Yes.
Somebody will always like to keep the money. Somebody will always like to talk. Somebody needs to listen. So, and that is how God meet people together. So I will now learn that, okay, this woman does not want to talk too much. Sometimes she doesn't want to go out a lot. Sometimes she doesn't want to do this because that is who she is. When my wife needs to meet, when we are meeting people, I love meeting people.
Yes.
I love my house to be full of crowd. I mean, when we first got married, you know, I happen to be a church minister, and I will see some of my young people in church. Maybe I'm going out on the way, and they say, Pastor, we want to come to the house. They used to call me evangelists. Evangelists, can we come to your house and play with you? These are young people in church. And I will just drag everybody to my house. And one day my wife, after they left, said, please, anybody that come to this house, you should let me know. So I was annoyed. I said, oh, I'll be taking authority from you to bring people to my house. He said, connection. Without a shouting. You know, come to. I say, it's my house. It's our house.
Exactly.
So one day, you know, I didn't change. I keep on bringing people. And my wife keep on do what she can do. So one particular day, when the people left, say, you see, my wife now communicating in a different way. He said, you see, those people that come, I will have given them more better food. If
Wisdom.
told me they are coming.
Wisdom.
Hey, that day I said, wow. The way she communicated with me before was like, I should be taking authority from her.
Yes.
But that she communicated in a better way. That's why communication is very important.
It's key.
Since that day, when anybody is coming, I will prepare and say, somebody wants to come.
Yes.
Do you think if they come is good at this time?
Yes.
Do we have food to give them? Because, you know, the house of pastor is a place of hospitality.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what I've done all my life. So I started learning, okay. Before I was hearing authority, I was hearing you want to control me.
Yes.
You know, a lot of these things, people make mistake in marriage. Maybe you are watching this and you can learn how better way to communicate. You know, conflict in marriage. How do you think, how does women see conflict? How does men see conflict?
I think men see conflict as a place of authority, like you just said.
Yeah.
And women see it as, you are making me unhappy. So a lot of women have become very, very distant in their marriage because of conflict. And also men during conflict who are not ready to speak, not ready to communicate, will always change it that you are nagging. You are nagging me. Why are you going on? Forget it. You understand? Now, in marriage, a lot of situations have been put under the carpet. It's not important. Let's look forward. Don't talk about all those things that are wrong now. Not knowing that they are building up, and one day there'll be an explosion. So in conflict will, you can't take it out of marriage. No matter how long you've been married. I've been married 40 years.
My God.
And conflict has never stopped. It's still going on. You understand? Now, I am more mature now. So if I have something I need to discuss and you're not ready to discuss it with me, I will react in a different way that I reacted 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. So conflict is, I believe that when a couple know they are going through conflict, they need help. If they cannot sort it out themselves, speak to a church person if you can. Speak to a trusted relative. Yes. Be careful not to speak too much to your family.
Because they will take sides.
They will take sides, and whatever you've said never goes away. They will always look at your spouse that way. So you have to be very careful and make sure that when you do discuss with a third party, it is going to be confidential. When I speak to pre-married couples, I give them my number. You can call me anytime. When you call me as the husband, I will not discuss it with your wife. If you call me as the wife, I will not discuss it with your husband unless we agree
to
do that. So there has to be a level of confidentiality.
Do you think in this part of the world, people believe in seeing a professional counselor? What is your experience? Because I discovered in Western world, anytime I go to speak about relationship, you see people approaching me that, what is your charge? What is your
Yes.
what is your
Yeah.
hour?
Yes.
Can we have time with you?
Yes.
But I discover in Africa, people don't feel they need to go and talk to somebody and pay somebody to listen to them.
I think out with church,
Yeah.
people think, why do I need to pay for somebody to try and resolve my issues?
Yeah.
And obviously, the financial situation of many people wouldn't, permit them to.
But they pay mechanic to resolve.
And
their
they
issue.
also give money to the side chick, which is another area I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
Why do people neglect their home and give the side chick everything?
Well, I think it's flesh like something that they are not used to. It takes someone that really align with God and with the nature of what God has done to be able to run away from those things. Such business will never go out unless people really, really make a decision and be disciplined about life. A lot of young girls today all over the world, not only in Nigeria, all over the world, believe that a man need them to continue enjoying their marriage. And a lot of women out there are women out right now that also look for what we call gigolo.
Please educate me.
Gigolo are men that supports older women by giving them sex and giving them attention.
Oh, really?
They do that. Yeah, that is going on.
Okay.
There are so many people there are so many young boys. You see them driving big cars, and it's their madam that bought it for them. So whenever madam is down emotionally, madam will pay for you to come, and you'll be taking care of madam. Because maybe the man at home has traveled all over the world doing business, and madam needs to take care of herself. These things are going on. It's always psyches. We have a gigolo and we have the psyches.
Yes.
So guys, men of 50, 55, they wonder this young girl of 22, maybe she has never carried baby, so her stomach is flat. Maybe she has even gone to do what we call BBL, and they have worked on her body, and they will package that body to a man, and the man says, wow, my wife doesn't have this, I did do all those things. But I think it's not going to satisfy anybody. It's a waste of time. I think it's cheaper to work on the woman and knows you can work with you, that you are in love together with. Yeah. But it's something that comes to the mind of everybody, especially men. Men feel like, wow, for the rest of my life, this is the only woman I'll stay with. In fact, that's what we call post-marriage, post-nuptial depression. Yeah. For men. Yes. They feel like, hey, this is not enough. I'm not that. For the rest of my life, when I will be seeing. And once in a while, you see this girl looking so beautiful. You say, wow, where are you when we were looking to marry? But listen to me. These are gratification for flesh. Yes. It's not going to take you anywhere. And a side chick always know that it's a side chick. It will give you all the attention. Even when your mouth is swelling, it won't tell you. But the wife at home is saying, madam, uncle, go out. I think you need to brush your mouth. Yeah, it will tell you. Sure. Because it's your wife, it's your husband. So, I think going for side chicks is not the best. But I think it's getting there. Yeah. In my experience now with counseling and speaking with people socially, something that's becoming very common in our society is a sexless marriage. Yeah. What's your take on that? I think it's an epidemic before it becomes pandemic. It's becoming so deep right now everywhere. Sexless marriage. We see couples, we tell single, don't sleep together. Then we are telling marry, sleep together. I think after people get married 3, 4, 5 years, they start drifting away. And I think we need to be very intentional. Yes. I also think there are so many things that are caused us now. Social media and this phone is a big problem. A lot of men are involved in masturbation. A lot of women are even involved in masturbation. And pornography. And most of them are even using instruments to please themselves. And I think these are why a lot of people are drifting away. But I can tell you that sexless marriage is very, very difficult. And dangerous. Dangerous and difficult. people that stay together, sleep together as couples, they renew their relationship. They renew the love, the team, the romance comes back every time they make love together. And I also think people really need to really educate themselves how sex should be done.
Yes.
I think we're going to do a podcast that will only be
On
how sex should be done.
Yes.
And don't go away, come back. We're going to do a lot of podcasts on conflict management.
Yes.
We're going to do a podcast on love languages.
Yes.
What do I do if my love language is touch? How do I please my partner? The love language is attention or love or quality time. So I believe we are going to be winding up today on this podcast. And I believe people are told right there, they have received a lot of understanding. And I wanted to share this podcast with people, share it with so many people, let them learn. Let them learn from the unending wisdom of a woman that has been married for over 40 years and who has mentored so many people. I was married for 33 years, and I believe that we've trained a lot of people on how to make their marriage work. I'll be running up right now, and I want to continue to let you know that we're going to be returning with another episode of podcast on relationship, on dating, on sex, on parenting, and some of these areas that will help your relationship to go forward, to enjoy your marriage. I want to appreciate once again my co-host, or I will call you my co-presenter today on this podcast. I think we'll have a good time.
Thank you so much. I've had a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Unfiltered,